One of the cool pieces of news this week, we already obviously did our Disney Plus Day special, but one of the pieces we didn't talk about was we got some Hawkeye footage. And one of the reasons we didn't talk about that is because we got another Hawkeye clip this week, and next week's episode, before Hawkeye officially drops on Disney Plus, it's going to be our Hawkeye preview episode here on Agents of Fandom. So based on some of the new footage that we just saw, Julia, I'm going to start with you. How excited are you for this show?
Oh, I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be like the perfect thing for Christmas because it's weird. Like both this and No Way Home are Christmassy, but like I feel like this is going to have more of the Christmas spirit because No Way Home has like everything in the kitchen sink. So there's not going to be a lot of time for that. But I think this one you'll be able to really sit and bask in the atmosphere. I'm Canadian, so it's not Thanksgiving for me next week, but it's starting Thanksgiving and then it's ending right before Christmas. So it's like the perfect time span for that. It's just great. And I think I'm just really excited for it.
Me too, big time. I'm Canadian as well. We're repping for it. We're representing Canada here on the Agents of Fandom podcast.
Yeah, I just found out a couple weeks ago that Canadians have a different Thanksgiving. So, I mean, I guess I should have known that logically, but it never was something that occurred to me. And then when another Canadian friend of mine told me that, I was like, wow, that's crazy. So if you didn't know that, now you do.
Fun fact for all our American listeners.
Yes.
Ours is in October, by the way.
Yes, it already happened. That's how I found out.
That happened.
Pre-Halloween, yeah.
Yeah.
To harken off what Julia said, yeah, a couple weeks back on the pod, we had Liam Crowley on, and not to disrespect him anymore, but I had said, I'm excited for like a true Christmas Marvel property, and he was like, Iron Man 3 exists.
I stand Iron Man 3 too, by the way.
And I agree, but I feel that the Hawkeye series is gonna take it, a step further than that, and
yeah,
that's what I think you were just touching on, and I'm very excited for that, to watch it year in and year out. I think is going to be a treat. And as far as the new footage that we've seen, Kate Bishop and Clint just have such an electric relationship, and I'm so excited to fully see and explore that. I know some of the press have already seen the first 2 episodes and have just delighted about their relationship. So that's something I'm most looking forward to.
Those relationships really are my kind of favorites in the MCU. Like I really like Tony Peter a lot. I know there's debate over the nature of Loki Mobius, but I think the intention of that is supposed to be kind of like that. So that's a really good relationship. No matter how you think about it, like I really like the relationship in a lot of different ways. So yeah. And then I think this one's going to be really good too. And like, of course, I'm looking forward to Carol and not Monica, Kamala. That's coming up. That's next year. But yeah, because I'm looking forward to like a female dynamic on this. But this one's like it's like a different gender one. It's like a male female dynamic, which I think is really cool because we haven't really seen that yet. Yeah. Where it's like the dad doting on his like. She's not going to be like his daughter, I don't think, because like he already has a daughter, so we'll see him with her. But it'll just be like that. It'll be kind of like a taste of him and Wanda in Age of Ultron when he was encouraging her to be an Avenger. So yeah,
exactly. I can't remember where I read it even, but that was exactly a segue to what I wanted to say next. Is I saw Clint and Wanda's relationship start budding in Age of Ultron, and then especially in Civil War. Mm-hmm. I read that the writers for this show, that was kind of like I think they describe it as the popcorn kernel for this, of that's where they wanted to begin this, that dynamic of if you want to get off your butt and be an Avenger, let's do it. And that kind of back and forth mentor-mentee dynamic was really what apparently one of the things that sparked them to want to do this show.
I know there was talk about that at the press conference they did. I think that was yesterday. So yeah, that's probably where you're seeing it, all the coverage of that.
That makes sense. And yeah, Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. That's really the thing I'm most excited for this series. I got the Hawkeye, the Matt Fraction Hawkeye run behind me here. I love Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. I think that's so perfect. What we've seen so far, from the branding comments in that one clip to the trick arrows thing, I think she's going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that we have a chance, with all these series to really get this deep dive into all these, different relationships, like Sam and Bucky and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was such a treat. That was definitely one of the best parts of the series. And it's something that, we were able to touch on a little bit in the movies, but because they're so big and there's so many things that they need to cover, some of that can fall to the wayside sometimes. And so having these series to really deepen these relationships that we see between characters, I think is a real blessing. And I'm happy with how it's turned out so far. And I know that it's the best is definitely yet to come. So.
Mm-hmm.